it's like you're in another place. I can see your mind moving faster than a full-speed freight train. You got so many plates you're spinning, you're afraid to even let one fall. You don't want to miss a thing, but you're missing what means most of all. Be here now. Be here now. This moment in time is one of a kind, and it's never coming back around. So be here now. You say it's only temporary, you will smell the roses soon. I understand the feeling, there's so much you think you have to do. Remember that your worth isn't measured by the work you've done. The only thing that matters in the end is how much you've loved. So be here now. Be here now. This moment in time is one of a kind, and it's never coming back around. So be here now. Just breathe. Just breathe. Be just breathe. Just be here now. This moment in time is one of a kind, and it's never coming back around.
morning, Celebration Center for Spiritual Living, and welcome to another fabulous Sunday morning. I feel like y'all know what I'm going to say at this point, but every single Sunday morning is fabulous. Every morning is fabulous because here we are together this morning in community, and I am so glad that we are here together. So whether you are joining us here in the room, joining us online, watching live, welcome to you, or joining us in the future, there is no time and space in the all that is, and so we welcome you as well. And we are so grateful no matter where or how or when you are joining us this morning. If you are online this morning, we invite you to say good morning in the chat. Let me see. Oh, my question for everyone this morning is, what is your favorite kind of holiday treat? What is it? Stolen? Stollen? What is it?
It's that cake, it's the cake.
A cake?
White
With
powdered sugar.
with powdered sugar.
It's the baby Christ because it's folded and it's the baby Christ covered with a white blanket.
So it's
That's what he told me.
so cake with powdered sugar, and it's folded over, and it symbolizes the baby Christ because it's like a blanket folded over, and delicious.
Lots of calories.
Baby Christ is delicious and full of calories. What else? What is your favorite holiday treat? Christmas crescent cookies. Made with pecans and butter and sugar. And then powdered sugar on top of that. It's really hard to get them wrong because it's just butter, sugar, pecans, and more sugar. Yes.
I'm having what she's having.
Yes. Terry would also like Christmas crescent cookies. Oh no, our curtain. Our curtain, you can see behind the curtain. The illusion is broken, everyone. The illusion is broken. That is my office back there, if you've never been in the center. What else? What else is y'all's favorite holiday treat? I'm trying to think you know what I like? I like the little thumb drop peanut butter cookies with the chocolate chip in the center. Those are really good. Chocolate chip oatmeal cookies. Oh, I do love a good chocolate chip oatmeal. It's the best of all of the worlds. Tim says, we have a long-standing family tradition that at Christmas we have Mojeskas from Bowers Candies in Kentucky every Christmas of my life. Ooh, they're wonderful marshmallow wrapped in caramel. They're a homemade marshmallow, like actual, like real handmade homemade marshmallow. It is not like the little Jif marshmallows that you buy in the store. Anyone else? Anyone else? Oh, Ed says his mother's Christmas cookies. Yeah. We used to do Christmas cookies at my grandmother's house. It was like the only thing she could actually make that was edible. Oh, Ed, speaking of, I saw Canadian geese on the way here this morning on the side of the road. They were all hanging out in a puddle, and I thought of you. Not because of the puddle, because of the Canadian geese, because Ed likes to go and count the geese every day. All right, well, welcome everyone. Now I want treats. There are, if you are here in the room, there's leftover gluten-free oatmeal crumble cake, spice cake, something that Janine made yesterday, so feel free to get some of that. We also have some leftover cheeses, and there's coffee and Ferrero Rochers and Martinelli's sparkling cider that we're going to all toast with after the service, so be sure to plan to stick around after the service, and we will open up the Zoom as well for that time together. So everybody is invited to join us here in person or online at 12:30. Click on Zoom. Oh my God. Click on the Zoom button and then enter Zoom. What in the world just happened to my brain? How many times have I told y'all that? Go to our website. You'll see it, celebrationcenter.org, and then click on Enter Zoom Events. There we go. I didn't start with the website, and I broke my brain. If you are joining us for the very first time this morning, an extra special welcome to you. We are so glad that you are here this morning, and we would love to get to know you just a little bit better. And there are a couple of different ways that you can tell us about yourself. You can scan this QR code that's popping up right here next to me, or you can go to bit.ly/CCSL guest, or you can just type in your information on the chat, say good morning, let us know who you are, where you're from, or if you're here in the room, you are also welcome to fill out a guest card on the table to your left. We are so glad that you are joining us, and we would love to get to know you more. We have a really fun service planned this morning. So we are continuing our conversation on wholeness this month, living our wholeness. And today's conversation is enriching the world. So I'm really excited about that. In addition, we have Lynn Hollyfield, our music director, providing our music this morning. Let's give her a round of applause. We have Irina Kurashevitz, our practitioner on platform this morning. Let's give her a round of applause. Friendly reminder that if you do live in the DC area, go ahead and schedule a tour with Irina at Hillwood during this Christmas season so that you can see all the Christmas decorations and all of that. We went a couple weeks ago, and I'm still just gushing about it because it was so amazing. And we have our illustrious tech crew in the back, so let's give them a round of applause as well. If you have a prayer request that you would like to share with us, we would love to hold you in love and consciousness this week. There are several different ways that you can let us know about that prayer request. You can scan this QR code that's pulling up. You can also go to our website, celebrationcenter.org, and click on the Request Affirmative Prayer button. Or you can fill out a green prayer request card over on the table to your left. All of those options are held in confidentiality and love by our ministers, our practitioners, and our ministry of prayer, and we would love to hold you in consciousness in that way. If you're online right now, I invite you to click that share button, let people know what you're up to this morning, and invite them to join you this morning, this afternoon, this evening, whenever you happen to be watching. Go ahead and share this out and invite people to join you. And next Sunday is Christmas Eve. Can y'all believe it? Because I cannot. I think it's still June. I'm pretty sure it's still June and the calendar is wrong. But this coming Sunday, 1 week from today, is Christmas Eve. Instead of an evening Christmas Eve service, we are just going to do an 11 o'clock a.m. Christmas Eve service. So come to church on Sunday at the regular time, 11 o'clock, however you normally join us, whether it's in person, online, however you would like to attend. We would love to have you here. There will not be an evening service for Christmas Eve, just the 11 a.m. service. And this service is going to be extra special. We're going to have Christmas carols and readings and all kinds of really fun stuff. So it'll be a lovely time for us to come together, spend time in our spiritual family together before then going out to do whatever we may do for our Christmas Eve traditions. And then also, y'all know I love a good ugly sweater, so I invite you to wear your best ugly sweater. If you would like, no pressure, but wear that to the Christmas Eve service on next Sunday at 11. Wear your ugliest, best Christmas sweater. And with all of that, I would love to invite Lynn up for our opening song.
All right, we're gonna be doing "The Face of God" by Karen Drucker, and I hope you'll sing along. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love. I hold you in my heart. You are my family. You are the face of God. You are the face of love. I hold you in my heart. You are my family. You are the face of God. You are the face of love. I hold you in my heart. You are my family. You are the face of God. You are my family. You are the face of God.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you so much. My name is Irina Kurashevich, and I am a practitioner here at the center, and I welcome everyone who sees me here or online. And let's begin with the affirmation. Take a deep breath and read our vision affirmation. We are celebrating spirit within, knowing the oneness of humanity. What a powerful thing to read and think about every day. Well, and to start our sacred time together, I invite you to close your eyes if you feel comfortable. And just relax in the chair. Feel the support of the chair, the support of the ground or the floor in our case. And take a deep breath and release. Just feel and listen to the stillness within and around you. And from this place of peace and stillness, let's celebrate our oneness and take three breaths together. Breathe in, hold, and breathe out. Breathe in, hold, and breathe out. Breathe in, hold, and breathe out. And today's reading is from Science of Mind magazine. The author's name is Mike Roberts. When we focus on being what we want, joyful, confident, abundant, accomplished, and more, we can start doing things from this powerful state of being. And soon we discover that what we are doing winds up bringing us things we've always wanted to have and to be. And from the place of love and peace and joy in my heart, I speak this word of truth, which we call spiritual mind treatment. And at first I recognize that God is. I know it. I faith it. I believe it. With my heart and with my soul, with my mind and with my body. And I know that God is all there is. There is nothing else but this divine presence that I choose to call God. And it is equally spread through universe, through every corner of this room, through the tiniest cell of the body of any creature. There is no place where there is no God. And as God is equally present everywhere, I know that God is life, and life is God. And I am, as I am life. And as I recognize myself as life, I know that I am one and inseparable from the divine. And from my oneness, from my union, from my unity, from the peace of God within me, I know that everyone who hears my voice right now is also one and inseparable from the divine. And all that I know, and those who I don't know, are one and inseparable of the divine. And each and every one is perfect, whole, and absolutely unique expression of the divine. And I know that all the prayer requests that are going around the world, they're already answered in the perfect mind of God. And I know that they're being manifested. I know that within every sorrow there is joy. I know there is a healing process going on right here, right now, in those who are looking for it. I know wholeness. I know prosperity and abundance for those who experience lack. I know peace where is war. And I know beauty and laughter, joy, and lots of happiness for every child, within every child and adult. And I'm very grateful that I know what I know. I'm very grateful that I faith what I faith. I am so grateful for this opportunity to speak this prayer, the science of mind prayer, spiritual mind treatment, and know the power of it. I'm very grateful to believe in it. And I'm very grateful to be heard. And from this deep gratitude, I simply let it be. I release my words into the law, knowing that they're already absolutely done in the perfect mind of God. And I simply let it be. And so it is.
Okay, I'd like to share a song about love. This is called Lovin' You. You setting out alone in search of a home for your heart. You checking off your list of everything you want for you. Love comes in all shapes and sizes. Love has no color or shame. Love is always there beside you. True love doesn't have a name. The past keeps tapping on your shoulder. Hurt has hitched a ride too. Just stick 'em in your suitcase. And remember, it's what's made a sweeter you. Love knows no perfection. Love sees the truest side of you. Love knows no isolation. Love is seeking you. You can never see tomorrow, just the scattered pieces and missing parts. But you can be a believer that love can heal a broken heart. Love is ever mending. Love sews a golden thread. Love pulls pieces together. Love, love, love is all love says. You are never alone in search of a home for your heart. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynn. I love that song of yours, and it is the perfect song for this morning. Well done. Well done. Since she came to me yesterday and said, "So, what are you talking about?" And I was like, "I don't know." Just, whatever you come up with will be great. And alas, it is great. So today we are talking about enriching the world, specifically through the lens and framework of wholeness. So I want to talk a little bit about wholeness and just kind of remind us where we've been, where we're headed, all of that. So if you remember, we began the month recognizing our wholeness, and we did that through cheers to the crappies and here's to the happies, because wholeness is all of it. It's not just the good parts. It's not throwing away the parts of us that we have deemed unwhole, but rather recognizing that God is all there is, and therefore wholeness is the thing. And from there, last week you had Reverend Jacqueline come. Did y'all enjoy her last week? I just love her to death. She's so wonderful. And she talked about recognizing wholeness, the importance of, not recognizing. Oh my goodness, y'all. My brain is not functioning this morning. Recognizing, what was the other week? Embracing. She talked about embracing wholeness. So how to take this idea of wholeness that we are and then embrace and bring it more fully into our lives. And so today from here, we're going to talk about how to bring this wholeness that we have brought into our lives and share it out to enrich the world. Hopefully now my brain will kick in and we'll be headed somewhere together. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to talk about the idea of oneness. So in Science of Mind, oneness is it is the key principle. We believe there is only one thing going on. This one thing is infinite, absolute, eternal, indestructible, all good, all knowing, omniscient, omnipresent, all the omnis, everything. That's it. There's one thing going on. And Thomas Troward used to say that the infinite must be infinite because if it wasn't infinite, if it became finite, the entire universe would implode. I'm paraphrasing. He was much more lofty about it. But basically, if you have an infinite and you try to make it not infinite, the whole thing would just poof. And so we know that the infinite is infinite because we're all still here and we haven't poofed. That's what Thomas Troward said. So, so because we're here, because we are having this experience, we can know that God is all there is, that there is this thing. Maybe you don't like the word, maybe the word God, maybe that triggers you, or like, man in the sky, I don't think that is all that is. That is not the God that I'm talking about. I am talking about God as the consciousness, the thing of which not only is everything, but is the creator of everything and is the everything that was created. So that includes you and me and the chairs and the decorations and the holidays and the fights and the good stuff and the bad stuff and everything in between, right? So this idea of God is all there is, I don't love it. I believe it. I'm all in with oneness, but I don't love that way that we talk about it because we use the word God or we use the word oneness or we say it's all knowing or all good and omniscient and omnipresent. We have in our minds this idea that that God can only be the things that we like, because God must be good, and therefore it must only be my idea of good. So we use this idea of oneness, this idea of God is all there is, in what I have seen to be two different ways in our teaching, primarily. Not saying everybody does this all the time, but I see it used primarily in two different ways. The first way is as a pillow. It makes everything comfortable and easy, and we can say, oh, God is all there is, and it just makes us feel good, and then we can turn away from all of the troubles and the suffering and the struggles of everybody around us, and we can go, well, God is all there is, and then just go on our happy little merry way and ignore everything that we don't like and just pretend it doesn't exist. Or it's used as a Band-Aid. So maybe we don't turn away, but we say, oh, well, God is in the midst of that challenge that you're happening. What was in your consciousness that you created COVID-19 in your body? Slap that Band-Aid on and go, I have done my good deed. I told them that God is in the midst of their troubles. And then walk off and once again go gather up our little pillow of comfortability and say, I shared oneness with the world. Neither one of those are overly useful. And so what I have found is that this idea of wholeness is really a synonym for oneness. And it's a lot more whole, for a lack of a better term, because what oneness is, what God is all there is as a phrase, it's not an idea, it's not a static thing, it's a verb, it's a call to action. Oneness is a verb, not a noun. It is a call to action, it is a lifelong calling to remember that in every moment, everything that we are facing, everything that is happening, everything that we see and feel and know and think and experience is all there is. And that means that we are challenged consistently to see God in the midst of all of it. And like I told you all a few weeks ago, we can't do that all the time unless you are an enlightened being, in which case you've probably poofed and you're not here because there's no point to being here anymore if you're enlightened. But unless you're an enlightened being, there are things that it is hard to see God in the midst of that. And I am sure everybody could come up with an example in your mind, and maybe some of the examples would be the same, and maybe some of the examples would be different, of things where it's really challenging to see that that is the God that is all there is, right? It's okay. It's okay that it's hard to do that. And that's the whole point. That's why we're here. We're here to evolve and change and grow. And so that's why I love wholeness. Because wholeness invites us to remember that if God is all there is, that means that God is the brokenness, that the wholeness is the brokenness. And I know it sounds a little paradoxical, but if God is all that there is, if wholeness is the only thing, then if we look at something and we deem it broken, it must actually be whole, because that's all that there is wholeness. And then we can stop trying to fix the things that we just don't like and say, well, this needs to be not broken. And instead we can say, this is perfect, whole, and complete as it is. And then we can focus on the ever-changing, evolving nature of being these divine spiritual beings having this human experience, or these messy human beings having this divine spiritual experience, because we are both simultaneously. And we can look at, what is mine to do in the world? How am I to show up into this thing that appears broken to me, but I can know that it's whole, even if I can't know it, I can at least think there is something whole happening here, and how do I support it in expressing the brilliance, the wholeness that it is? And the it can be experience, a thing, another person, ourselves, whatever it may be, a country, a governmental system, whatever it may be. Our job then doesn't become to just slap a God is all there is onto anything that makes us uncomfortable or that we don't want to look at, but instead it becomes this call to action where we get to invite wholeness in everything that is happening around us. So in the Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo, which I love that book. It's a daily guide. It has 365 days and you read through it. But in that book, he says, imagine that each of us is a spoke in an infinite wheel. And though each spoke is essential in keeping the wheel whole, no two spokes are the same. The rim of the wheel is our living sense of community, family, and relationship, but the common hub where all the spokes join is the one center where all souls meet. And what I love about this, I love this picture of a wheel with all of these spokes, but I love that he reminds us no two spokes are the same. And I think we've gotten into this idea that in order for us all to be divine, we must all show up looking the same way. We must all be the same kind of spokes. Otherwise, the wheel is not whole, and then it's not infinite, and then God is not all that is. And so if a spoke looks different from us as a spoke or another person as a spoke, we go, we need to fix that and make it one. Well, no, it already is one. It already is expressing its wholeness. And so think about those moments that you are most ashamed of, or those things that you're sitting here and maybe it's not conscious, but in the back of your mind, you're like, oh, I hope nobody ever learns that about me in this room. This is a spiritual community. I can't tell them that, whatever that is. And maybe it's something silly, like you had to use the plunger this morning on the toilet, or maybe it's something bigger. Maybe it's something that you've never told anyone in 20, 30, 50, 60 years. But either way, if all of it is God, that means that those moments you were contributing to the wholeness of God. You were contributing to the unity, to the completeness, to the oneness of all of life. And if it's hard for you to say, well, that was God too, because it's hard for me to say that, I can say that was wholeness expressing. Because wholeness to me is an easier place to get to. Just for me, just a thought. So the definition of wholeness is the state of being unbroken or undamaged. And so when we look out at the world and we see people or experiences or actions that seem broken or damaged, if they are contributing to the wholeness of all that, if they are contributing to oneness, which they are because there's nothing else there but oneness, then in their brokenness, they are unbroken and undamaged. Does that make sense? Kind of makes your brain hurt maybe a little, but that's okay. Just go, allow your heart to hear it, because it makes it's easier, right? To say, in my brokenness, I am whole. That my brokenness is part of the inherent value of being God in action. So it's also an undivided or unbroken completeness or totality with nothing wanting. With nothing wanting. And so we look out at the world, we look out at our bodies, at the bodies of other people, and we say, oh, that poor, poor person, they have XYZ wrong with them. And I bet they wish they could just, express God. They are expressing God because they don't have a choice. And in their brokenness, what we with our human eyes see as damage or brokenness or incompleteness or whatever is the wholeness of God. And so then that means that all of those things that we would rather pretend are not God must actually be not only God, but integral pieces of God. Without them, God would no longer be whole, and once again, we would poof. And because we haven't poofed, that means that everything is contributing to God. I know it's a little bit of circular logic. I'm sorry to the engineers in the room, but, if you're going to go with it, let's just go with it, right? And so I remind you of the quote that I told y'all a couple of weeks ago by Hafiz. The beloved said, beloved being that God, spirit, universe, whatever words you want to use, my name is not complete without yours. I am made whole by your life. Each soul completes me. And he doesn't say, I am made whole by the good decisions you made in your life. I am made whole by your life, period, full stop. No ifs, ands, or buts. There's not an asterisk next to that and where it says down below, except that one thing that you're thinking about, that is not making me whole. It's not there. All of it, your life, is what makes God God. Without you, without your life, without all of your mistakes and your messiness and your humanness and all of those things that you're like, but surely not that. All of that, without that, God would not be God. The universe would not be the universe. The infinite would not be infinite. And once again, we would all poof. So you can know that, because we're here, your whole life is God. And, if we all poof, you can be like, man, I really messed that up. But we would all poof and you wouldn't think about it anyways. So, what does this mean for enriching the world? So, have y'all heard the quote by Albert Einstein, there are only two ways to live your life? One is though nothing is a miracle, and one is though everything is. It's a fairly popular quote. Maybe you've heard it, maybe you haven't. I would like to posit that that is true about perfection also. We talk a lot about perfection, and I would say either everything is perfect or nothing is. There's not some things that are perfect and some things that are imperfect. And you can believe whichever one you would like. Now, Albert Einstein was saying that to say it's better to believe that everything is a miracle. And I would agree with that. It makes me feel good. It makes me, happy that things are a miracle, whatever. But I would ask you to really think about what makes you feel good in the center of your being. Does it make you feel good to look at everything, to look in the midst of challenges or despair or hopelessness and say, that is perfect? Or does it make you feel good to be like, nothing's perfect. It's all screwed up anyways. Might as well just go on in our wholeness, in our messy, broken wholeness. Really think about it, because neither is wrong. Either way is a way to look at the world. And neither is better or worse. And there's not, you should definitely think that everything is perfect, or you should definitely think that nothing is perfect. But instead, you get to look and say, what is going to support me in my call to action to express oneness into the world? So think about that. What works for you? Everything's perfect, nothing is perfect. I tend to go back and forth depending on my mood. If I'm grumpy, nothing is perfect. All is lost, and I'm just going to eat ice cream in my lost wholeness. And then some days I wake up and the birds are singing and I slept just right and all is good and my cat is being extra cute and the dog didn't wake us up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I go, oh, all is well in the world. Life is so perfect. Usually that lasts for about 5 minutes, and then something happens, and I'm like, nothing is perfect. All is lost. The coffee maker is broken, whatever it is. But I invite you to find what works for you, and then to use that perfection or imperfection, whichever it is, to find out what is mine to do in the world. If it's all wholeness, that means that thing that is calling you, that way that you want to show up, that thing that you want to learn, that nonprofit that you want to get involved in, that action that you want to take in the world, that is God showing up in its own wholeness. And you get to pursue that. You get to go be that in the world. You get to enrich the world with your own individual, unique wholeness that you are, even if it looks broken to you. That's the joy of it. And whether you go into it and you say, I'm going to help this nonprofit because all is lost and everything's imperfect anyways, and so I'm just going to go, touch this little thing here and do this little thing. Great, go do that. Or if you go, all is perfect and wonderful, and so I'm going to go support these people over here because I see them and their beautiful perfection and I want to support that. Great, go do that. Whatever it is. And I think we also get into this, well, if I can't save everyone, what's even the point in saving anyone? And P.J. O'Rourke, who is a author and activist and all kinds of things, he wrote the book, All the Trouble in the World. He says, everybody wants to save the world. Nobody wants to help mom do the dishes. Everybody wants to save the world. Nobody wants to help mom do the dishes. And then somebody else went on to say, statistically, it's highly unlikely that any of us will ever have the opportunity to run into a burning orphanage and rescue an infant. But in the smallest gesture of kindness, a warm smile, holding the door for the person behind you, shoveling the driveway of the elderly person next to you, you have committed an act of immeasurable profundity, because to each of us, our life is our universe. So every moment, every action that we take, even the incomplete, broken, messy, have to go apologize for it later moments, are contributing to the universe, because each of us is the universe in action. So I want to leave y'all with a challenge. Not yesterday, but a week ago, I went to one of my closest friends' memorial service, her celebration of life. And And some of y'all probably have heard about this. It's been a very interesting experience. She went missing in July of 2022, so a year and a half ago. And so we've all been just kind of in limbo, right, of trying to figure out what happened and all of this stuff. And so they finally located her body a couple of months ago and decided that, yes, she had passed away back in July of 2022. We just didn't know it until like October of 2023. So we had, it's been a thing. So we had a memorial service. Well, they had a memorial service for her. I watched from home. I was going to travel to California to go to the memorial service in person and decided that I just couldn't make it work with moving and schedules and all of that. And honestly, I'm kind of glad because I ugly cried for the entire 2.5-hour service laying in my bed watching it on Zoom. And so her name was Christine Anderson. I have a picture of her. There she is. She was kind of perfection in action. Right now, I'm going to believe in everything is perfect, including Christine Anderson. She was a practitioner at the Oakland Center for Spiritual Living. And I met her back in 2015 when I served on the Next Gen Retreat, which she was the visionary of the Next Gen Retreat. She really launched and got it started and hounded people until it became a thing. And as you can see, she was all about love. This picture is not, just a random picture that was taken. Well, I mean, it was a random picture that was taken, but this picture really sums up who Christine Anderson was in the world. So the reason that I'm telling you about this is A, because I love Christine so much and I want every opportunity to talk about her, but also because in her memorial service, there was a theme that was ongoing in the service. And what people kept saying was, in Christine's honor, do random acts of love. Not random acts of kindness, random acts of love. And I think that there's a nice little differentiation there because I can just love you. I can just love you. I don't have to do big, grandiose gestures. You don't even have to notice that I was being loved, right? Sometimes in order to be kind, somebody else has to be involved. They have to notice that you're being kind. Otherwise, you're just, doing random things. You can go ahead and take her picture down now. But do random acts of love. Christine was all about love. And so one of the things that she said, and it was on a bookmark that was handed out at the memorial service, is love guides the way. Even in the darkest night, it is the soul's bridge across all troubled waters. I choose love as my attitude, love as my intent, and love as my only weapon and defense. And what's even more amazing about this woman quoting in this way is that she was very vocal about the fact that she had bipolar disorder and she had pretty significant mental challenges, especially in the last 3-ish years of her life. And even when she was really kind of in the height of her mental illness, when she was manic, all of her manic energy went toward being love. It was really actually kind of amazing. I've never seen anything like it. Like, she was so all about love that even when she wasn't expressing as we knew her, it was still all about love. And so to me, she was the very essence of enriching the world. Like, she knew who she was. She knew that she was imperfect in her wholeness. She knew that her brain did this thing and that she was doing everything she could for it. And sometimes that worked and sometimes it didn't. And yet at her core, she was so clear that she was love and she was going to express love in the world, that it didn't matter. None of that mattered. She just was love. And to me, that was so profound. So profound. She was an incredible human being. You can go look her up on Facebook or whatever. But that is my charge for all of us. Random acts of love. And you get to figure out for you, the other beautiful thing about love is it's kind of an airy-fairy concept. If I ask every person in this room, what is love? How does love show up? How do you know you're loved? How do you express love? Every single one of us is going to have a different answer. So you get to decide what random acts of love are for you, and then go do that in the world. And so as we move closer and closer to 2024, because we're only 2 weeks out from it at this point, I invite you to think about that, to dive into yourself, to find out, is everything perfect or imperfect according to me, the gospel of me? And then once you figure that out, or maybe it's wishy-washy depending on the moment in the day, once you figure that out, be like, okay, now knowing that, what are random acts of love? How am I going to be love in 2024? No matter what is going on, no matter what I do, no matter what my body does, no matter what the people around me do, the governments, the other countries, our countries, my friends, my family, my job, my spiritual communities, no matter what is so core to me that I am going to express that as a random act of love? That is the question to ask ourselves this year as we move into 2024. So take a deep breath. Allow that question to settle into you and marinate over the next couple of weeks. And on the 31st, I will be speaking virtually, and we'll do a little more work with that. So be thinking about it. Allow it to resonate and percolate and marinate and fester in the very center of your being. Lynn, would you like to come sing another song? I don't know what I would do if you were like, nah.
Well, I think this song fits. I actually picked this song because I was inspired to write it from Reverend Kris. And your stories about driving from California here. And so it's called On the Road of Love. So here we go. In lessons of love, there's room for... Okay, let's start over. In lessons of love, there's no room for fear. When we act from love, our strength is near. Light blesses away as we move through our days. The thoughts are clear on the road of love. When we live in love, we're like a rolling stream, winding our way, watching the scenes. Like grace is the way, breaks the clouds and the haze. The way is clear on the road of love, on the road of love, on the road of love, on the road of love. We're not alone. On the road of love, we're never lost. On the road of love, we're home. Sometimes you feel when you're flowing alone, mystery tugging at all you've known. No borders in sight, our life shines a light. We're shown the way on the road of love, on the road of love, on the road of love, on the road of love. We're not alone. On the road of love, we're never lost. On the road of love, we're home. On the road of love, we're home. On the road of love, we're home. A little rusty.
Oh, no, it was perfect.
That was 3 years ago.
That was 3 years ago. Yeah, that was a perfect song. And yeah, we are all on the road of love. So this is the time in our service for our gifts, our offerings, our tithes, our treasures. And so moving forward, as y'all know, I'm stepping away at the end of this year. So today is my last in-person service, but I will be with y'all for 2 more weeks virtually. And then after that, y'all are flying off down the road of love and continuing. So we have a new board of directors. If you were a part of the annual meeting last week, you were a part of voting those people in. So we have Terry Murphy, Ingy Schweiger, Joyce Lindell, and Stephanie Snow, with Lynn Hollyfield as an ex officio member. So we have this new board, and there are ideas flowing and possibilities, and I'm sure there will be new conversations in the new year. And all of that requires funding and financing. And so I invite you to give from your heart, from that love, whatever feels good to you. And there are lots actually, different ways that you can give. You can scan this lovely QR code that is pulling up right here next to me. You can also go to our website, celebrationcenter.org. There you will find our physical address where you can mail something in, or you can click on the Give button, which will take you to our Secure Breeze website where you can donate via credit card or ACH. Or if you are here in the room, you are also welcome to put your offerings in the basket. Irina, would you like to come up?
Well, let's give Reverend Kris a round of applause. And then in this gratitude and joy, let's read the affirmation. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give, and all that I receive. And I always want to say, and I am grateful that it is so, and so it is. And I know prosperity and abundance flows through the Celebration Center and flows through the life of Reverend Kris and Rev Ryan. And I know that that abundance is everywhere. And I choose to believe that it is all abundance and all prosperity. And I know that there is always enough. Enough. And it is enough because the divine power gives each of us a free choice. And I choose abundance and prosperity for myself, for the Celebration Center, and for the world. And I bless all the gifts that are given, of the finances, of time, of talent, of love. And I'm so grateful, and so it is.
Okay, I hope you'll join me in singing this song, this Ricky Byers song, Holy, Holy Way. It's a call and response, so just join on in. If you want to stand, sing away. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me know that love is all around me. Oh, let me know that love is all around me. Oh, let me know that love is all around. Let me know that love is all around. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me walk each day a little wiser. Let me walk each day a little wiser. Oh, let me know that love can heal us all. Let me know that love can heal us all. Oh, let me know that love can heal us all. Let me know that love can heal us all. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me share the good that's overflowing. Let me share the good that's overflowing. Oh, let me care for those around the world. 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 Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me share the good that's overflowing. Let me share the good that's overflowing. Oh, let my steps reveal a path of peace. Let my steps reveal a path of peace. Oh, let me talk each day a little kinder. Let me talk each day a little kinder. Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way. Let me live in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way.
So as a reminder, join us after the service at 12:30 online, celebrationcenter.org. Click on Enter Zoom Events. Or here in the room, we have coffee and treats and all kinds of stuff. And with all of that, I invite you to repeat after me. I am whole and complete. Every aspect of me is valuable and important. I embrace all of me with love. I am a unique expression of life. I am God in action. And so it is.